Hello, and welcome to my first ever video game collection update video. I'm here to show you the recent games I've found in the past couple weeks, so let's take a look. First up, I have some loose Nintendo DS titles. I normally don't buy them loose, but the cases are getting harder and harder to find. Two of them are uncommon titles, one of them is still pretty common. I got Metal Slug 7, Lufia Curse of the Sinistrals, and Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. Lufia and Metal Slug are pretty uncommon. I had the chance to buy Lufia in the case at a GameStop about a year ago, maybe a year and a half, for $20. I should have picked it up. I didn't. I regret it. I wish I didn't pass that up. Might and Magic Clash of Heroes is still inexpensive. It's about $18 on Amazon, more than I want to pay. Hopefully I won't be regretting that pass up as well. At a not local, it's about an hour away, but local to me because there's no game stores in my area, I got an uncommon PS1 title called G-Darius. The store had a lot of stock, more stock than I've seen at a game store in a long time. And I've been looking for this title for a while, so I was happy to find it. And it was a reasonable price. At Savers, I got King's Quest V for only $2. I'll leave the stickers on here if they are still on when I show the video, because I normally clean my games and put them on the shelves or away in the drawers, and I will forget what I got, and then I won't be able to show you all the cool stuff I found. For $2, King's Quest V, it's pretty much new looking. It looks brand new to me. Wouldn't it be nice if it had the box? I'd pay $2 all day for big box PC games, but couldn't pass this up. At Goodwill, I got the Myst 10th Anniversary DVD edition. It comes with Myst 1, Riven, the sequel to Myst, and Myst 3 Exile. I normally check to make sure that the games are complete. I didn't with this one, and Myst 3 Exile is missing, so I do need a replacement disc for that. When I find games at Savers, sometimes they don't have the disc. A lot of times it's for the PC. I find a lot of PC games there. If I don't have the disc, I'll put it aside because I don't want to forget which games are incomplete in my collection. Most games that I have in the box, whether it be Super Nintendo or Genesis or PC, are complete. I don't normally keep the manuals in my Super Nintendo or N64 boxes because the manuals get a little warped, being squished in there with other inserts and things like that. So I have them put away in other boxes. And I have a lot of manuals, so if they are not complete on the shelf, they're probably complete through the rest of my collection. PC stuff, though, there's no reason to not keep the disc in the cases. So this I need to put aside until I find Myst 3 Exile, the DVD edition. I also got Pokemon Conquest, $22, not a bad deal. This is a pretty good game, I've heard. I'm probably going to replace the case. I have a lot of DS cases. This GameStop is one of the only GameStops in the tri-state area that holds on to their cases for games above $8, I believe. So go to that GameStop. If you find a GameStop, go to it. Find the really good games. They're going to be cheap. DS games are really, really cheap. Pokemon stuff and Zelda and the big name Nintendo titles usually stay at the same price, even if they're loose. I need a copy of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, I believe, or Spirit Tracks, whichever the second one was, because I have an empty case for that. I need the card, the DS card, but it's still like $30, and I don't want to pay that. I would like to get it cheaper because I am a very inexpensive kind of guy. So Pokemon Conquest, not a bad deal for $22. I also got Muramasa Rebirth. It's a remake of a Nintendo Wii title. I have the Nintendo Wii game, Muramasa the Demon Sword. I am collecting for the Vita, and I only have a few games for it because it's kind of a small library. People say that has a really good library. It does, but it's very, very small. So I really love Vanillaware. I loved Odin Sphere. I played that like crazy on the PlayStation 2. I played that well into the PS3's life cycle. I love that game. Dragon's Crown was a lot of fun too, but Odin Sphere is definitely the best. I haven't really played Muramasa's Demon Sword for the Wii, so I'm excited to play this when I get a Vita. I don't own a Vita, and some people say it's silly for me to buy games when I don't have the system. I didn't have a PSP for a long time, and I bought a ton of games for it, and then I got a PSP, so now I have stuff to play for. I'm eventually going to get the system, so if I can find the game cheap, I'm going to buy it. At Savers, I also got the Enhanced Edition of The Witcher 2, Assassin Assassins of Kings. I already own the regular version on PC. This was only $2 or $3. It's in really, really good shape. The slipcase and the manual, the quest handbook, I should say, and they have a little wear on them, but the discs themselves, the map and everything looks brand new. It looks really good, so I couldn't pass up that deal whatsoever. I also got at a Game Exchange, which is a really good chain if you live in the American Southwest or in New England. Go to Game Exchange. They have some really good titles at reasonable prices. And I got this. It's a Super Mario Brothers 3DS XL case. I need a nice case for my 3DS. I have a lot of DS cases. I have a lot of Game Boy Advance cases and all that kind of stuff that I've gotten from Savers. A lot of times they aren't in the style I want, so I don't use them. And for my DS, I need something that fits the XL. So I got this. It has some animal fur on the inside, so I need to clean it out before I go and use it. But all this stuff needs to be cleaned anyway, so I'm going to do that as soon as I can. At Savers also, I got 2 Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games, the first one and the second one. And they're both in really great condition. They look brand new. I might play through them on the PC because I believe that there was DLC for the original Xbox versions where you could have extra lightsaber gems and things like that. You cannot download them onto them from the Xbox Marketplace anymore on the original Xbox. It's impossible to do. I hope they're on these discs. If not, they're still awesome games to replay. At GameStop, I also got the Best of PlayStation Network Volume 1. Don't know if there's a Volume 2 yet or if there ever will be, but I primarily bought it for Tokyo Jungle. It's a really weird game where you could be a Pomeranian and you go and attack a grizzly bear and you take out other packs of animals. And it's just really weird. It's not necessarily the best game, but it's a game that I've been interested in playing. I also got Dishonored for about $5. I believe it was 4 something, but let's say 5. I am a PS Plus subscriber, so I got it for free for the month of April 2015. But for $5, I couldn't pass it up. I like having physical copies of games. I have quite a few downloaded titles on my PS3. I recently upgraded the hard drive because I ran out of room. As you can see behind me, I have a lot of games. PS3 is a pretty big collection. I believe I have over 100 PS3 games. So my hard drive filled up. But now I have a huge hard drive so I can download titles for a very long time. Probably I will still have space on it as long as I live, because I have a PS4, which is also full with a fraction of the amount of games. So I really need to get a bigger hard drive for my PS4, but they only go up to 2 terabytes, and I really think I'm going to fill that up fast because I play a lot of games, and I play a lot on my PS4. I really love the PlayStation family. I'm not a fanboy necessarily. I just love PlayStation. I love Nintendo. Microsoft has always been in a distant third for me. I buy any kind of video game system, but I really love Sony and Nintendo the most. But Dishonored, $5. Go to your GameStop, pick it up. If you're going to start collecting for the PS3, now is the time. Don't wait any longer. The games are very inexpensive. You can find a lot of good games really, really cheap. And it's just, with the PS2, even like 2 years ago, I was still finding a lot of good PS2 games at GameStops. Now they don't really sell them. I'll be lucky to find any type of 6th generation titles at GameStops anymore, Xbox, GameCube, or PS2. So, yeah, Dishonored, $5. Why not? I also found Oregon Trail. It's also known as Oregon Trail Deluxe. This is a 16-bit version of the original Oregon Trail. This is the version I used to play when I was a child. I really love this game. I love collecting for the PC. They're so unique. They have all kinds of different sized boxes and styles of boxes. This one's a tray box. I just really love collecting for PC titles and for the PC platform. And my collection has really, really grown shopping at Savers and other thrift stores. I find so many PC games, and they're always, always under $4 or less, sometimes 99 cents. I've found sealed ones, big box games. It's just awesome, and I love collecting for it. It's one of my favorite platforms to collect for right now. But Oregon Trail, can't beat that. I'll still play this game. It's still fun. At Savers, I also found some Intellivision games and some Atari games. They had them all priced. There was quite a few. There's about 30 games, and they had them all priced at $5.99. Now, $5.99 in the box is a pretty good deal. They were all loose, and a lot of titles were common. It was Pac-Man, Surround, Combat, and so I had to cherry pick. I offered to buy them all in one fell swoop. They didn't want to go for that because I just put them out. This week, it's been a couple weeks since that's happened, so this week I'm gonna offer them $1 a piece. I probably own most of the titles, so I'll either upgrade the labels or I'll put them into my collection if I don't actually have them. If they don't go for that, I'm probably going to offer them less, so I hope that they are wise and want to make some money instead of no money. But like I said, I had to cherry pick, so I got some titles that are worth the $5.99 price tag. I also got 5 of them because if you bought 4, you can get the 5th one free because they rang up as books, and that's how they sell books at Savers. So I got Advanced Dungeons & Dragons for the Intellivision. I got Night Stalker, which is a uncommon to rare game because there's only been a couple sold loose on eBay, and they went for $25. There hasn't been one sold new or in the box in over a year on eBay, so it might be worth more coming down the line once people realize that it's an uncommon to rare title. I also got Vectron. Don't know anything about it. It's worth more than $5.99, I believe, or at least $5.99. I also got a copy of Superman, the Atari version. There's also a Sears color label version, which I'm also going to look for. I had to pick 5 titles, so I picked out Superman because it's on my list. I also got Deadly Duck, and I'm really starting to enjoy collecting for Atari consoles, the games, because they are also very weird. There's so many of them out there. Whenever I see Atari games, I always see the same stuff, and when I don't, like Deadly Duck, I will pick them out and buy them because I've never heard of them before, and that sometimes can be a good thing. Now, Deadly Duck, I think, is worth between $12 and $15 loose, so this was definitely justified. This whole stack of games came to about $23 with the free one, and I believe I had a 30% off coupon as well, so that helped. So the math might be correct on that, it might not. Maybe it was 22. It's okay if I'm wrong on that. And then today I went to Game Exchange. I got Ace of Aces for the 7800. I don't have a lot of 7800 games, so I've been collecting for that a little more so I can beef up my collection. I don't buy games so I can have a complete collection of something, unless it's something like Virtual Boy, where it's very easy, I guess, well, except for Bound High and Dragon Hopper and games like that are very expensive, Waterworld. But it's very easy to collect for the entire system. I'd probably get all the Vectrex games if I could, but I don't need Barbie's Adventure for the NES filling up space on my shelves. I have limited space right now, so what I collect is games that I either really enjoy, or they're a series that I like, or I know that they have gotten a high acclaim, or they're really crappy games that are really rare and expensive, because a lot of rare games are really bad. Some games are good, though, rare games, like Little Samson. I also got Crossbow for the 7800, and SpectraVision's Gangster Alley for the 2600. It's a weird-looking cartridge. That's why I bought it. I like weird titles. I like weird cartridges. Atari is weird. They have double cartridges. I have a couple of those in the box. Spike's Peak and Chuck Norris's Super Kicks. So I really enjoy collecting for the Atari now. I didn't really like it in the past because I didn't grow up with the Atari. I grew up with the Nintendo, Super Nintendo to be exact. So I gravitate more towards that for my own choice of playing. But as far as collecting nowadays, I really, really like collecting for PC, the big box PC games, and Atari. So I hope you enjoy what I showed you, and look forward to seeing the next video, because in a couple weeks, I will most likely have found a whole bunch more games. I hope I have, because I like to come back home and bring a whole bag of games with me to add to my collection. So I hope to have you watch me again and see what I found. Thanks.